So welcome everyone, I'm Emily. Thanks so much for joining me today. So to get started, just find a comfortable position, whether that's seated or laying down. And just find all those little micro movements adjusting around before finding a little bit of stillness. Taking a moment to come into whatever space it is that you're using. And just feeling the connection down into the floor, stacking the spine up one bone at a time. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, down the back, reach up to the crown of the head. So you can let the eyes softly close, or just take the gaze off the tip of the nose, and take the focus to the breath. So you inhale, fill the belly, rib cage all the way up to the collarbones. And exhale, collarbones, rib cage, and the belly. And inhale from the bottom, all the way up to the top. And exhale from the top, all the way down to the bottom. Continuing with this rhythm, making each breath a little longer, a little fuller than the one before. And just notice anything that's coming up. So for me, I've been having a lot of contradictory emotions recently. Things existing in opposites at the same time. So being really excited about new adventures, exploring new things, and also really sad about leaving friends and familiar places, and being anxious about traveling during a pandemic, keeping everyone, keeping us and all our friends and people we know safe, and also just our immense privilege to be able to do so. So all of these contradictory things at once, yes and just kind of acknowledging that and making space for it. So you may have something completely different going on today, and that's totally fine. So take another full couple rounds of breath. And then you can either pause in stillness or join me in movement. So allow the eyes to open, come to a seated position if you're not already. As you inhale, reach both arms up overhead, take the gaze to the sky, and exhale, pull the hands down to the sternum. And inhale, sweep both arms up, reach up tall. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale to sweep up. This time as you exhale, release the right hand to the floor, reach up and over with the left, big side stretch. Heavy into the sitting bones, let the arm relax down into the socket. Just find some space between the hips and the rib cage. Again, those two contradictory movements of grounding down heavy into the sit bones as you reach the torso up and over. Good, another breath in, up to center, and exhale, left hand down, reach up and over to the left. Finding some space and ease, noticing any differences between the two sides. Inhale it up to center, and exhale, twist to the right. Right hand kickstands behind you, left hand comes across. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, begin to twist. So coming into it gently, turning the belly first, then the chest, maybe the gaze over the back shoulder. Noticing any of those tension spots or tightness. Inhale to sweep to center, and exhale, twist to the other side. Left hand comes behind you, right hand comes across. Use the inhales to sit up nice and tall. Maybe twist a little deeper on the exhale. Bring it to center. Take the hands behind you. You can interlace the fingers or take the palms to the floor. As you inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows and shoulder blades together, and slightly lift the gaze, keeping that soft tuck to the chin. And just find some space in the front of the body, spraying the front ribs, the collarbones. Maybe if you have the palms to the floor, gentle stretch into the wrists. And then inhale the torso up, and exhale, fold forward any amount. And just find some playful movement here. So maybe that's walking forward and back, maybe a little wave-like movement with the breath. And feel free to adjust the legs so that this feels like a good position for you. more breaths here. And then bring it up, and we'll come into child's pose. You can roll forward over the legs, swing around behind you, brush the dog hair off your mat. And all those little movements side to side, forward and back. Spread the fingers wide, make fists a couple times. And then coming up onto all fours, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Add any padding or support you like to adjust low. And shift a little side to side, forward and back, and maybe some circles with the hips, with the rib cage. Just letting it feel good. Bringing it to center as you inhale, lift the tail, lift the chest and the gaze. And exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the head. Inhale, lift the tail, chest slides forward for cow. And exhale, rounding up into cat, really press the floor away. Taking another couple rounds, following the rhythm of your own breath. Adding any side to side movement you like, maybe pausing in one spot or another. And then bring it to center, wag your tail, shake it out. Lovely. And then stabilizing in the center, extend the right leg back, toes tucked to the mat for a moment. And then float the leg up and back any amount. Oh, hi. Feeling those inner thighs today. Lovely. So inner thigh spins up as the outer hip spins down. Reach through the heel. If you like, you can add the left arm, either fingertips out in front of you or reaching long. Good. So a lot of strength here in the front and back bodies. Next, exhale, bend knee and elbow, hug them into center, really curl it in. And inhale to reach long. Good, twice more, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, draw it in, moving with smooth control. And inhale to extend. Good, as you exhale, hand comes to the mat and the toes. And take that leg and swing it behind you to the left, taking a look over the left shoulder. Big side stretch, and then sweep it out to the right side. Lovely, so side of the foot can find the floor, maybe play with turning the toes up towards the sky and then taking it back to the floor. And a round or two of cat-cow here in this different shape. Bring the knee back underneath you, come to center. Other side, extend the left leg out, toes to the mat. Pausing here before floating the leg up and back any amount. Reach through the heel, inner thigh spins up, and then add the right arm if you like. You can walk the fingertips forward or maybe float it up. So finding that opposite stretch through the fingertips, through the heel, all that length. Next, exhale, bend the knee and elbow, hug it into center around the spine. Inhale, reach long, keeping the low ribs hugged in. Exhale to draw it in. Inhale to reach long. And last time, exhale, pull it in. Good, inhale to reach. And exhale, hand and toes to the mat. Sweep the leg behind you to the right. Take a look over the right shoulder. Big side stretch. And then sweep the leg all the way out to the left. Good, maybe finding a stretch for that inner thigh. You can play with rolling the toes up towards the sky and back to the floor. Take a round or two of cat-cow in this shape. And then bring it back underneath you. Lovely. So you can stay here, or if you like down dog, walk the hands forward, tuck the toes, press the hips up and back, and pause with nice bent knees. So first find that length in the spine, fingers nice and spread. Let's start to pedal the feet out. Press one heel towards the floor and then the other. Maybe shifting the hips a little side to side. Good. Bring the knees back to the mat. We'll step the right foot forward for a low lunge. Adjusting all of the things. I'm pretty sure we're not being attacked, but the dog seems to think so. So, you can adjust this low lunge as necessary. Maybe patting up the back knee, scooching it forward under the hip or back. Lovely. And as you're ready, inhale the torso up. Good. So gently drawing that front heel towards the back knee to find the lift up out of the hips. Rib cage lifting up, both arms reach. Good, Good. And then as you exhale, reach both arms forward. Inhale, circle the right arm up and open, twisting to the right. And exhale, circle it forward, reaching to the front. Twice more. Inhale, twisting open. And exhale to center. Inhale, twist it open. And exhale, center. Good. Once more. Inhale, open and pause here. Arms reaching wide in a T. And then reverse the arms. So right arm drops down, left arm reaches up to the sky. And maybe sink a little deeper into the hips here. Again, finding those opposite movements of heavy in the hips, lifting the torso up, maybe reaching back. And as an exhale, circle both hands to the mat, shift the hips back, and straighten as that front leg for half split. Feel free to shift forward and back a couple times. I usually need a little bit of movement before settling in and finding some stillness. So make it what you like. Maybe adding props under the hands to find a little extra lift. Drawing back with the right hip and a soft bend to the right knee. Pausing here for another breath. And then take both hands to the inside of the front foot. Shift that front foot all the way back and find yourself to a low plank. You can also be in all fours. So knees are on the ground. Slight tuck to the tail, slight lift between the shoulder blades. A little bit of effort here. Then use an exhale, moving all the way to the floor. So maybe find some effort, lowering yourself nice and slow. When you get there, tops of the feet to the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Lovely. So feet are active. Tops of the feet press down, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades. As you inhale, lift the chest in your mouth, baby cobra. And exhale, release the forehead down. Twice more. Inhale, peel up to baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, really finding that length. And exhale, release. Good. Take a breath here. And exhale, press yourself up all fours, maybe a child's pose if that feels good. Take a breath or two here as my dog continues to live outside. She'll walk back in about 2.5 seconds, so just be prepared for that. So from here, we'll do the other side, stepping the left leg forward to find your low lunge. Again, all those little adjustments as you like. Bring the torso up when you're ready. And find the activation in the legs, so kind of scissoring the thighs together, lifting up out of the waist. Reach both arms up. Good. So that front knee is stacked over the ankle, drawing back with the left hip so hips are nice and square. And exhale to reach both arms out in front of you. As you inhale, left arm rainbows up and behind you, twisting open to the left. And as you exhale, draw it back to center. Twice more. Inhale, twisting open. Exhale to center. Inhale, open. And exhale, center. Once more, because I can't count. Inhale, open, and pause here. Reaching long through the fingertips, up through the crown of the head. And then reverse the arms. So left arm drops back down, maybe finding the back leg, maybe the floor if you're built that way. And right fingertips reach up to the sky. Find that weight in the hips as you lift the torso up. Use an exhale, cartwheel both hands to the mat. Shift the hips back, straighten the front leg, half split. Shifting forward and back if you like before settling in. Good. Keeping the spine nice and long here, so maybe adding something under the hands to help with the lift in the chest. And pulling the left toes back towards the nose, finding a stretch in the back of that leg. Lovely. Another breath here. And then both hands to the inside of the front foot. Swing that foot back. Find your low plank. Good. And here you can play with keeping the toes to the mat, or maybe pulling the heels up towards the butt. Good. So you're finding a little bit of hamstring work as you pull the heels in, still keeping the spine nice and long, core strong, and then lowering all the way to the floor. Good. Tops of the feet to the mat. And this time, hands stack underneath the forehead. So connect your forehead into your hands. pressing the forehead down, arms are going to stay heavy. So as you inhale, squeeze the legs together and float them off the ground, any amount. Use an exhale to release. Twice more, inhale, squeeze and lift just the legs, reaching long. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, lift the legs. And exhale to release. Good. Shift the hips side to side, take a break. Bring the hands under the shoulders. If you like, you can bend the knees, pull the heels in towards the hips, and use an exhale to press yourself up to your low plank. And then from here, child's pose or downward dog. If you come to down dog, walking the heels out, press one heel to the floor and then the other. Then from here, walk the hands to the back of the mat so you're in a forward fold towards the back of your mat, however you get there. Let the feet be nice and wide, torso nice and heavy. And add a generous bend to the knees. Good. So hands can grab opposite elbows as you sway back and forth in your ragdoll. And release the hands down. As you inhale, hands to the shins, flat back, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, roll the shoulders away. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, lift the ribs. And exhale, fold. This time as you inhale, tuck the tail, draw yourself all the way up, bring the head up less. And when you get there, rolling the shoulders up and back a couple times. Lovely. Good, so we're going to find some balance as we move forward on the mat. So if you like to have a chair handy for a little more support, that's a great thing to kind of carry with you. Or you can do this next to a wall and not take the moving steps. Your choice. So, shifting the weight into the right foot, we're going to stand up nice and tall and draw the left heel up towards the left butt. Good. We're not going to do any grabbing yet. Just go ahead and roll that left shoulder back and reach the left fingertips down. This right hand can come to the hip. You can reach forward, maybe up. Find those two opposing actions. And then draw the right knee out in front of you, hugging the knee up, keeping the left hip heavy, and take a baby step forward. Good. Shifting into the left leg now. And bend the right knee, hug the heel up towards the butt. Maybe you can feel that hamstring activating. Roll the right shoulder up and back and reach the right fingertips down. Do what you will with the left hand to help with balance. And then release that. Step forward any little amount with the right leg. Good. Shifting into the right leg. Bring the left heel up. And this time, if you like, you can catch hold of the ankle. Good. Find a little quad stretch here. If it doesn't make contact, no worries. Keep working with this hamstring strength. Good. So keeping the low ribs hugged in, hugging the heel up towards the butt, reaching down through the knee. So keeping that knee hugging in towards its friend. Lovely. Release the leg, draw the knee in front, stand up nice and tall. Baby step forward, shifting into the left foot, other side. So right heel hugs up, and this time you can go ahead and grab hold if that's available. If not, keep working with the hamstring strength and the balance. So finding a nice quad stretch, possibly. If you have hold of the ankle, you can play with pulling the foot up towards the hip as you press the foot into the hand. Good, still standing up nice and tall. Release that, draw the knee forward, pause for a breath, then release it down. Shifting into the right foot this time. Bend the left knee, pause here, maybe hand finds foot. You can stay here or start playing with that dancer movement. So pressing hand into foot, foot into hand as you kick the knee back and up. Good, so keeping the lift in the chest, keeping both hips square towards the mat, and play more with how it feels in those actions as opposed to how it looks. Never matters how it looks. Right hand can reach forward, maybe up. Another breath. And then we'll unwind that, release the foot, bring the knee forward and through. Find your balance. Release it down. Good, other side. Shifting into the left foot. Draw the right heel up towards the butt. Maybe grab hold. And maybe play with that dancer movement. So pressing the foot into the hand into foot, and kicking that knee back and maybe up. Good. So you can play with pivoting forward on a standing hip. Lift in the chest, length in the low back. Maybe left arm reaches forward. And just find some space in this pose, wherever you are. Another breath. And then release the foot, drive the knee through, pause. Release it down. Lovely. Shake the legs out, take the feet out wide, and just circle the hips one direction, then the other. Lovely. Bring it to center. Finding the front of your mat, mountain pose, grounding through the feet, growing up through the crown of the head. Inhale, sweep both arms up. And exhale, big forward fold. Lovely. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, take a big step back with the right foot for a high lunge. Find your foundation and then bring the torso up. Any little fiddly movements to help open this up, bending and straightening that back knee, any amount. Good, and then reach both arms forward. Again, as you inhale, the left arm circles up and open, twisting to the left. And exhale, bring it back to center. Twice more. Inhale, twisting open. Exhale, center. Inhale, twisting open, and pause here. Good. Now we'll reverse the arms. Back arm drops, front arm reaches up to the sky. Maybe finding a little more drop into the hips as you lift the torso and the sternum up. Good. Another breath here. Then inhale it up to center. Straighten the front leg, plant the back heel, and maybe step that back foot in a little bit and out. So give yourself a nice wide foundation. Connecting into the front big toe. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, fold forward any amount. Hands can come to the front leg, maybe some props, maybe even the floor, depending on how you're built. Good. Keep drawing back with the left hip. And keep a gentle softness to the knees. You're not totally locking them out. Nice long spine here. Another breath. Good. And then soften the front knee. Plant the hands. Step that back foot all the way to the front of the mat. Find your forward fold. Take a breath here. And then inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, step the left foot back, high lunge to the other side. Lovely. Bring the torso up as you're ready. Nice solid foundation. Fiddle around. Stack the front knee over the front ankle. Reach both arms up. Good. Nice and strong in the legs as you lift the torso. Reach both arms forward. Next inhale, circle the right arm up and open, twisting to the right. And exhale, draw it to center. Twice more. Inhale, twisting open. And exhale, center. Inhale, open, and pause here, reaching long through the fingertips. And use an inhale to reverse the arms. Back hand can drop, maybe finding contact with that back leg as you reach up through the left arm. And then bring it up to center. Good. Step that back foot in slightly, planting the back heel, and straighten the front leg. And again, I have to have my feet nice, almost mat width, so that I have enough space to draw my right hip back, connecting into the front big toe. Breath in, lift up nice and tall, and exhale, fold forward any amount. Good. Hands can come anywhere on the front leg, to a chair, to blocks. Maybe you can find the mat. Lovely, but focus on drawing the right hip back. It can be a pretty powerful stretch into the IT band along the outside here. So just notice where you feel it and keep breathing. These are all breathing poses. Another breath. And soften the knees, hands to the mat. Step that back foot all the way forward and find that forward fold again. Lovely. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale to bring yourself all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart by your sides. Lovely. Take a breath here, checking in. And move to face the long edge of your mat. Take the feet out wide, toes out, heels in. Bend and straighten the knees a couple times. Just make sure the knees are going over the toes. Maybe you need to adjust the angle. It can be 2 different angles for either side. Does not matter. Good. Then settle the hips down, knees over toes. Inhale, both arms up. Then exhale, the elbows down and out. Finding this goddess pose, squeezing the shoulder blades, but also hugging the front ribs in. Good. So from here, inhale to straighten the legs, spin the toes in, and take an exhale to fold forward. Hinging at the waist, releasing the hands down to the legs, to the mat. And here, we're going to shift from side to side. So bend into the right knee, then the left. So you can kind of walk the hands back and forth or come from one thigh to the other. And then play with getting as deep as you like, maybe moving the feet slightly apart. You can come all the way down, shifting from one side to the other. If you want some extra effort, try doing it hands-free. So really pressing in the heels to get yourself up and over, working balance, working strength, just seeing what's available. And when the 2 sides feel even, bring it back up to center. Take a breath in to lengthen the spine and exhale to fold even deeper. Good. Hands can be on the mat, maybe reaching through between the legs, maybe grabbing hold of the legs. And then heel toe the feet in, so they're about mat width, toes out, heels in. And bend the knees, dropping the hips, finding your squat. So your Malasana squat can be up high, elbows on the thighs, maybe dropping the hips down. If it's available, you can play with shifting side to side. Or just pausing in center with a nice long spine. Wherever you are, just work on lifting the chest, finding that nice long spine, and taking a breath here. From here, you're going to move down onto the floor. So however you get your butt on the ground, works just fine. Extend the legs out in front of you. And pull the leg away from the sit bones. You have a nice solid connection, pointing and flexing the ankles. And so we're going to sit up, pressing the backs of the legs into the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Find that staff pose. So feeling the strength in all 4 sides of the torso here. Strengthen the legs. You can have the legs all the way together or have them out mat width, whatever is comfortable for you. Next inhale, sit up nice and tall, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward any amount. And whatever suits you best here. So your choice, you can keep a nice long spine with the shoulders relaxed. You can find a rounded shape if you like. Or maybe moving between the 2 with the breath. So as you inhale, really lengthening the spine. And exhale, folding forward any amount. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold and pause. So hands wherever they fall on the legs. Coming back to the breath, in and out through the nose. Use an inhale to roll yourself up. Lovely. And bend the knees, plant the feet. We're going to roll down onto the back. So if you like, you can find some effort. Rolling bone by bone, adding support behind the legs whenever you like. Getting all the way down onto your back. And bend the knees, hug them in towards the chest. You can grab the back of the thighs or the front of the shins. Rolling a little side to side. Maybe take the hands to the knees and do some circles, stirring the femurs and the hip sockets. Good, and then take both arms out wide to a T. And drop the knees to the right, take the gaze to the left. Find a twist. And adjust this as you like, maybe crossing one leg over the other. You can straighten one leg, keep them both bent. And inhale it up to center. And exhale across to the other side. Again, taking the same shape or a different one. Then inhale it up to center and exhale one more big hug in. Then take a couple moments, find any last movements or adjustments you'd like before coming into stillness and Shavasana. So your Shavasana can be fully extended. You can have the soles of the feet together, knees falling out, maybe adding props underneath the head of the knees, a blanket or an extra layer. And settling in here, letting the limbs fall away from center. Scoop the shoulders down away from the ears. Let the eyes softly close. And back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And taking a few more moments here. It's your practice, so you can stay here as long as you like. Otherwise, slowly start to deepen the breath. Find some movement in the fingers and toes, hands and feet. Extend the arms overhead, take a big full body stretch. And bend the knees, roll to your favorite side. And pause for a moment before pressing yourself up. Come to a comfortable seated position. Good. So you can have the palms facing down for extra grounding, or up for sharing and receiving. Taking what served you from this practice and letting the rest go. That next inhale, we'll take a breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Invite you to bring the hands together in front of the heart. May our thoughts, words, and actions support the health, happiness, and freedom of all beings. Thank you for your presence and your practice. Enjoy the rest of your day.